Why are these zombies naked? Like, why am I seeing 28 inches of every 10 minutes? Like, who asked for this? Hey, welcome back to Pretty Girl Movies, a channel where I say the things that need to be said about today's movies, even if they mean to catch you some strays from some of the film bros in my comment section. That's fine. I'm not scared. I have my own Wi-Fi. So today, we've got a big one, the highly anticipated, the highly hyped 28 years later. Yes, I watched it, and I'm going to be sober with you. I'm confused. I'm mixed. I'm emotionally disoriented. I feel like I was watching a movie that gaslit me. So yeah, this is your official spoiler warning. This is not a spoiler-free review. I will absolutely ruin this movie for you. So if you don't want to eat my taco, then don't get into my kitchen. So now that I have that out of the way, let's really unwrap this weird little cinematic burrito that we have going on here. So let's start with our tortilla. Our plot. 28 years later is supposed to be a continuation of the 28 days later and 28 weeks later films, which means it's like the zombies, the rage virus, the apocalyptic horror, so on. And you like, right? Like, we know what that is. Well, wrong. This is not what this movie is like, okay? This movie is like 40% zombies, 60% family, and then like 100% a fever dream. It's a weird combination. So we follow a new character, Spike, a 12-year-old boy who lives on a survivor's island that's isolated with his dad, Jamie, who is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, and his sick mom, Isla. This island has been isolated from the infected mainland for decades. They've literally been on their own for forever. It's really like a post-apocalyptic camp type thing. I don't know. So Spike is at the age where he has to complete his rite of passage, heads to the mainland and kill his first zombie. It's not your average thing, but in this world, I guess it is, whatever. Okay. So he and his dad go. They run into this massive alpha zombie who's smart, fast, and terrifying. It really was terrifying, yes. The zombie was huge. Like, he didn't just walk, he stomped everywhere he went. It was kind of scary. But anyways, they escape this zombie, and they make it back. They celebrate Spike's kill, and then Spike catches his dad cheating on his dying mom. Like, this is not the time for you to be just going out getting the town puss, but whatever. Whatever. So Spike, being a real one, takes his mom and seeks back to the mainland to find a doctor to try to cure her. So this is where all the trials, the tribulations, the zombie attacks, and then we find out the truth of Isla's diagnosis. She doesn't just have a mental health issue, she actually has cancer, and then she dies of her own free will. And so Spike, after that, just stays alone in the zombie mainland. He wants to explore more, I guess. I don't know. Alright, now that we have the tortilla's warm, it's there, whatever. Let's add some meat to this, aka my thoughts, because... So first of all, why are these zombies naked? Like, why am I seeing 28 inches of every 10 minutes? Like, who asked for this? Like, that whole alpha zombies situation was just flopping around on screen like it was its own person. It was really a bit much. Like, I'm trying to watch a horror film here, not like watch porn. Like, we get it, he's an alpha, but like, good googly moogly, can he be an alpha with some pants on, like underwear or something? Like, cover that up. And then also, I'm sorry, but this movie barely qualifies as a zombie movie. There's almost no connection to the original films. There's no real continuity here. There's like no callbacks to other films. It really doesn't feel like part of the same universe at all. It just feels like the writers watched 28 Days Later once and was like, okay, now let's make a drama with like the occasional zombies in the background as a supposed threat. And then, can we talk about the genre confusion here? Because this thing is being sold as, like, a horror film. But halfway through, I just kind of realized, like, I was watching a family trauma dump type of thing. Like, I was emotionally invested in this little boy trying to save his mom. Like, not the zombies part. I wasn't thinking about the zombies. Like, the scariest thing here wasn't even the infected people viruses. It was watching this kid just, like, slowly lose his mom. That was the scariest thing. So let me say this for the people in the trailer department. I was really upset because I was skimped on Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, this man was maybe in maybe like 20 minutes of the entire movie, and that was me being generous there. Okay, he's plastered all over the promo like he's a lead or something, and then poof, he's gone. It's stupid. And then while we're on that, his character Jamie was a trash person. Like, you have to admit, like, your wife of most of your life is dying, and you're hooking up with some woman from the village. Like, what is this? We don't do that. Absolutely not. Have some couth. And then Isla, I feel so bad for her. Okay, she's suffering from like a terminal illness. She's clearly disoriented. She's clearly vulnerable, and the people around her are just like lying. They're hiding her diagnosis, letting her believe she's not as sick as she is. You know, that poor woman did deserve better. And then she dies with the crazy doctor after all that. It was a little weird, heartbreaking. So that aside, let's just get back to the pregnant zombie that I forgot to mention before. Sorry, but I refuse to let this pregnant zombie go because she shows up full term. She gives birth on screen, and the baby's unaffected. I have so many questions here. Like, who is the father? Like, how did she carry a baby full term during a zombie apocalypse? Like, why does no one stop to ask these questions, and why did we get no answers to these questions? Like, that plot point felt like it came out of someone's, like, sleep paralysis demon, something like that. It was, like, no explanation. There was no follow-up. It was just a, hey, here's a miracle zombie baby. Anyways, moving on. Let's kill Isla. Like, you know, yeah. And then there's a doctor with the skulls and the whole marble thing. I can't remember the doctor's name, sorry. But just because you give a character like a poetic dialogue about death doesn't mean it's not creepy. Like, I get that he was building this memorial with all the skulls, trying to add like some meaning to the madness, but sir, you collect skulls and you whisper to them. That's just a little bit weird. We have to call a spade a spade. Then let's talk about Jimmy, aka Jack O'Connell, aka like the Kung Fu Power Ranger King, whatever. What the hell was that? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Jack. Like, he brings chaos energy to this role. But this, like, he wrote in like he was an entirely different movie. It didn't make any sense. He had nunchucks. His crew looked like they escaped from like a Mad Max like Coachella crossover thing. It was really insane. It was really weird. It was like it had no place. This movie had no place for it. And look, I do get the symbolism, okay? His character lost his parents young. He grew up in violence. He never really got to be a kid. So now as an adult, he like does the childhood fantasy thing, okay? Like the Power Ranger thing is like a trauma response. I get it. I got that. I respect it. But did it have to be executed that way? Like, I'm sorry. We have to be honest here. Because I went from crying over Isla's death to laughing at Jimmy's like crew doing high kicks and all that. Like, that was a total whiplash. And it didn't make any sense. It was actually devastating to the plot. So visually the movie had moments of like brilliance, but also had moments of like, is this being filmed on a flip phone or something? Like, what was the point of that if you wasn't going to give me a good story? Whatever. Like, sometimes it's like it was like filmed as like security cam footage, and other times it was like a crisp cinematic thing. And I know they were trying to differentiate the different POVs, but it really got distracting fast, switching back and forth like that for like no point basically. And then I need to shout out Eric. He was like in the movie for like 5 minutes total, whatever, but he did deliver his part. Okay, his character made me realize like there is a still outside world here. Like, people still have tech, there's still infrastructure, there's still a society. It's not just chaos. And that was fascinating to learn. But like everything else, it was introduced and then we moved on about it. Like, Spike didn't bring it up after that. Crazy. So yeah, that's honestly the whole vibe of this movie. Like, introduce something crazy, don't explain it, and then just move on to the next point. Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So here's where I land on it. This movie was an absolute fever dream. It wasn't scary enough to be horror. It wasn't focused enough to be drama. And it wasn't really connected enough to be a sequel. But it was something. I laughed. I cringed. I felt things. I asked, what the hell is this? Out loud at least 5 different times. It's definitely not the worst movie I've seen, but did it live up to the hype? No, not exactly. I walked out of that movie theater like What was that? Was that an actual movie? Was that an actual sequel? So yeah, if you made it to the end of this, you're realer than me. I would have left by now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was I the only one confused? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was genius? Like, let's unpack this together because I'm still so confused. So yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time on Pretty Girl Movies, where I do talk my shit. I expose like weird movie choices, and then I try not to have a crisis about it mid review. I did great today. So yeah. Ta-ta!